So I was on the highway and I hit boost and I heard a thump. Well, if you've missed the past two videos, I recently bought this big turbo Mk6 GTI off of Facebook Marketplace in the forum, sight unseen, and there are some flaws with it. As you can see, it's up on stands right now, and that's because the car is leaking a solid amount of oil. So before we get into everything else that's wrong with this car, let's replace the oil pan. The shop that I did the pre-purchase for was kind enough to point this out. So I have a replacement one of those from FCP Euro, and then if you'll notice, that's leaky. This car does a great Exxon Valdez impression and leaves oil literally everywhere it goes. So we're gonna be replacing the pan, that mount, and pointing out a bunch of other flaws. Definitely seen its days. I do work for FCP Euro, but this part wasn't sponsored from them. Nice because this has a lifetime replacement guarantee, so if it fails again, order a new one and I can send this one back for a full refund. In today's episode of Pan Persuasion, I have the plug out, sensor guy off, all the T30s out. We have to get the pan off somehow. Billy's gonna do a little persuasion here. The gasket on here is not the greatest, so we'll see if it comes off.
That thickness all the way around. You can even go a little bit thicker, it's okay. All right.
Is that thick enough?
Yeah. You can go a little thicker if you want.
Recap of what we did today at Billy's shop. This replaced. This replaced. Ooh, that's hot as shit. This charge pipe is gonna have to go at some point because that is now the lowest hanging point. That's why it has this little deflector thing on it. But oil pan replaced, everything fixed there, and then we got fresh oil in it as well. I'm back here again. I got the car up on the lift again. We replaced the oil pan and we still had a leak. This came down, see that green guy in there? There was no gasket there and no gasket on the block. So when it built oil pressure, it was out the bottom. Now we got an O-ring. Should be good. Let's talk about a couple other issues while the car is up on the jack stands. Don't mind this. This is actually charging the laptop that's decided to update while in the car. Very fun. Anyway, there's this guy. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but there's a pretty considerable dent there. It looks like he ran into something and it went up the door too. You can see it even took a little bit of paint off the door. And so as a result, the side skirt does not mount up because this mounting point is bent down. From what I understand, this whole thing is dented in. And so we do not have a side skirt down here, which is a bit of an eyesore, but I have a solution for that coming. You'll also notice a little bit of rust here, a little bit of rust here. And I think there's some on the back of the door. Yeah, some right here as well. So that's all gonna have to be remedied soon. I also just recently discovered some very fun rust damage on the trunk. This is my temporary fix that looks even worse than before. I found some old carbon fiber vinyl. It's the only black that I had laying around. I need to order some satin black anyway, or I might even order some gloss black for the side markers to wrap over those. So I'll order some black to cover this up, but I have the carbon fiber here right now. It looks freaking awful, but it looks better than white. At least you can't see it from back here on camera. This is where the tape was. This is where the overspray went. Nice! One heck of a YouTuber I am. I just did this and I didn't even film it, but I got some gloss black instead of the carbon fiber vinyl. It doesn't match at all because this is glossy. This is like metallic and this is just black with gloss over it, but from here you can't even tell. So I would call that a success overall. We originally discovered this at Billy's shop. These guys are actually mounted the incorrect way. If you notice, that says rotation and it's pointed that way. So I don't know if we're doing reverse burnouts or what, but this tire should be on that side, that tire should be on this side, and what's interesting is the rears are on the right side. Overall, all the tires are smoked. Let me come back up here again to this handy dandy tire. That's the wear bar right there. we're pretty much there. Coming up to the front, if you saw my last video, you saw this. It does look like the car was hit, and as a result, this doesn't fit. Even if I push it in here, which it does tuck in there, I think there's a ring that's broken back here that won't allow this to seat up properly. I'm gonna have to take the bumper off and see what the extent of the damage is, but it does look like it was resprayed right here. This is a different shade of black than that. I don't know how, let me see if I can get that. I don't know how easy that is to tell, but there's much more gloss in this than there is in that. There's also scratches all along here, so I think this bumper, entire bumper, was resprayed. What else makes me think that is this guy right here. The Volkswagen badge is cracked, and if you look underneath there, I can get this guy to focus. If you look underneath there, there's even more damage. It looks like he rear-ended someone and had the bumper very cheaply resprayed, and you can tell it's cheaply resprayed because one, the plastic is painted, which should not be done, but two, the clear is definitely peeling. So a straight up clear coat coming off, OEM clear, like this was hit with a rock. There's no bubbling there, but there's definitely bubbling here. So even though the report I got said no accidents, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it was hit from the front. Apologies for the phone. And you can see the bumper doesn't quite line up here as well. So it was definitely hit from the front at some point. I don't know exactly when, and maybe that's, well, I think these headlights came from the factory, but yeah, definitely got a little love tap, and the grill is like, it shouldn't do that. So there's probably some mounting points broken in here. I haven't gotten around to looking into that yet. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's broken as well. You will notice the cap is off, and that's because neither of the keys are programmed to the car. That's something that was very conveniently left out when the seller sold me the car, is that neither of the keys actually can unlock the car with the fob. Yeah, so every time I unlock the car, the alarm goes off. I'm probably going to take it to Volkswagen to program it, because I have my buddy Fernando's VAGCOM cable, and for the life of me, I can't get the key synced up to the car. So I'm likely going to take it to Volkswagen and say, hey, please fix this. Interior-wise, there's almost nothing wrong in here. The interior is pretty flawless, especially for an interior with 132,000 miles on it. Pretty flawless. Like, no real wear here. It doesn't look like anybody was ever in the back seat. So it's all clean back there. Really no issues on the interior, which is nice to see. Again, I think the rear bumper was repainted too, because the OEM clear does not flake like that. The other thing that makes me think that is, again, here. This is really hard to capture on camera. I'm trying to play with the polarizer and stuff. But this reflection of me, see me? Now see me? See how much clearer this is? Oh, there's that too. But see how much clearer that reflection is? And this reflection, there's like a haze to it versus no haze. Wow, I look really good. I think this whole area was repainted as well. In fact, I'm like 92% confident that it was repainted. So this car's definitely been hit a couple times. I don't know what it hit or where it's been hit, but it's repainted all along there. The trunk is a different color here. There's some overspray here. I think I got that on camera from the primer job down here. Just found another one for you guys, so I started filming in a future video. Look at that pinch weld. That thing is smoked. That looks like someone jacked it up and it fell off the jack stand. So I was on the highway and I hit boost and I heard a thump. And I figured, oh hey, the charge pipe probably just fell off of this end, but nope. It's off of that end too. So somewhere on 93 sits my charge pipe. I don't know exactly where. I think we're gonna have to make a new one. Man, I am ugly on this camera. I need a nice DSLR depth of field, but I realized that while editing this video, I sound kind of ungrateful that I was able to purchase this second car. That's definitely not the case. Just trying to show you guys the reality of buying a car kind of sight unseen or with a subpar pre-purchase inspection. There's stuff wrong with the car that I didn't expect to be wrong with it, and so rather than hide that on the internet, I figured I should show it, and hopefully you guys will watch it because the internet likes bad things. But I am still thankful for the ability to purchase this car, and I am still very excited to work on this car. Just wanted to point out all the flaws and kind of get them out there so you guys know in the future when we start to fix something that the flaw was present on the car in the past, and that's why we're doing X, Y, or Z. I never filmed an outro for this video, so here it is. This is me on the couch making an outro with no car here. The SQ5's on the driveway, but what can you do? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on ways to fix different problems if you have them on the car. or problems that you've run into when you bought a car sight unseen in the comments. As always, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity. Have a great long weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next video. I said see you guys again. It's supposed to be catch you guys. I don't know my own outro.